Hello and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World. I'm your host, Marie Kato. Earlier this week, the Polish Bishops' Conference announced that Cardinal Ryś has been appointed the new Archbishop of Krakow, replacing Archbishop Marek Jędraszewski, who has been leading the southern Polish Archdiocese since 2017. To tell us about what Rysz's leadership means for the Catholic Church in Poland, I am joined by Father Wiesław Dawidowski, National Director for Migrant Pastoral Care at the Polish Bishops' Conference. Good morning, Father, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
So let's begin with the fact that Cardinal Ryś has led the Łódź Diocese since 2017 and is broadly recognized in Poland. Would you agree that he is somewhat controversial or even maybe unorthodox in some of his opinions in the eyes of conservative Catholics?
I would say that he is not controversial, neither non-orthodox. I think he is very practical. I had a pleasure to work with him in the committee for the dialogue of Christians and Jews, and he is a very sensitive person, down to earth. He is a person who knows the challenges of contemporary culture. He is a person of high sensibility and a person of dialogue. I would like to mention that he was raised by Cardinal Macharski, who in Krakow was a figure of intellectual profile. And he also was following in the footsteps of John Paul II in many aspects of his work. So I would say he belongs to a new generation of bishops, a generation of bishops who so far felt a little bit mute in the changing culture and the changing profile of the church, but it is a great nomination, and I'm personally very happy, and I know that the Holy Father is also very happy about it.
And do you think that perhaps Cardinal Ryś taking on this post might actually herald some changes for the Polish Catholic Church, and what might those changes be?
Well, this is a big question mark, because he is first of all given a diocese which underwent a leadership which was highly conservative and highly right-wing profile. Now, the challenge for him will be first of all to give a new leadership to the church in Krakow. But hopefully, and this is my question mark, hopefully in a couple of years, he will also grow up as a leader for the entire Catholic Church in Poland.
And in terms of Cardinal Ryś, who does he appeal to? And in particular, why does he appeal to them?
Well, he appeals to young people, he appeals to intellectuals, he appeals to people of dialogue with various aspects of our contemporary developments in society. Why does he appeal to them? I think it's the language. I think he's first of all visible as a figure of a believing priest. Okay, priest who believes in the power of the Word of God. The Word of God for him is, as it ought to be, read by the people of the Church as effective and powerful. That's what he believes.
But you, just going back, excuse me, to my first question, he doesn't appeal to everybody. I think there's been a lot of discussion in the Polish media given this nomination. There have been a lot of analysts, especially in the Catholic media, who have had opinions that perhaps aren't as positive as yours. And I was wondering whether you could chime in on that.
First of all, I'm glad that you say that I sound positive. It's very important for me, and I hope it is important for those who listen to us and follow us on media. Now, the second thing is why he is not accepted by some circles. Perhaps some of the circles are afraid of his very stern and solid moves towards what we call the dialogue with other religions. Especially very conservative circles of the Catholic Church will be very skeptical about it because they believe that such nominations would water down the Catholic message to the society of today. So that's one thing. Second, so far in the Church of Poland prevailed a standard of ruling by past, fear, and inertia. And what I mean by past is the commemoration of Cardinal Wyszyński, commemoration of John Paul II. Fear is a fear of new challenges, and inertia, which says, let it be as it is. I think Cardinal Ryś is not a person who is led by those highlights. He's a person who has courage, but he is a very humble person. What he says, it's not the Church of Ryś, but it is the Church of Christ. And this Christocentrical element in his mission is very visible, and I believe strongly that it will be a great turn towards the power of the gospel and not the power of the politics that uses gospel for the politics.
The appointment of Cardinal Ryś to the Diocese of Krakow comes effectively from Pope Leo XIV. Could you tell us about the decision-making process and why the pontiff may have chosen to place Ryś in Krakow? Obviously, your comments suggest that the Pope's choice doesn't really come as a surprise.
Well, I know a little bit of Vatican kitchen, but in this case, I would be very cautious of saying how did it happen that Pope appointed Cardinal Ryś. I can say very briefly that they knew each other from the dicastery of bishops. Cardinal Ryś once have said that he is among the very few who has the private cell phone to the Holy Father. And finally, I know the profile of Pope Leo, and I think I know his dreams a little bit, dreams regarding the church. He is the person of Pope Francis. And Cardinal Ryś had said that he himself considered himself as being a bishop in the profile of Pope Francis, and it was Pope Francis who educated him how to be a bishop. So I think if Pope Leo assumed a direct decision to nominate Cardinal Ryś to be cardinal in Krakow, he was following these guidelines. Now, what is more important is, and what I think that suggests that it was Pope directly behind this nomination is, very rarely it happens that a cardinal is being replaced from one diocese to another. So Holy Father had good reasons to make such a motion.
Ryś is very familiar with the issues that are plaguing the Catholic Church, and the move to Krakow can be viewed as a move up in the hierarchy. Do you think that he will move forward with addressing the sexual abuse cases that remain unresolved? And what other challenges do you think lie ahead for him?
Well, this is a big challenge, and he was, after the collapse of Historical Commission regarding sexual abuses at the Polish Conference of Bishops, Cardinal Ryś, Bishop Ważny, and few others opened up a commission in their dioceses regarding these issues. So I think he will open up the same commission, a similar commission in the Archdiocese of Krakow, of which we know, it's a public knowledge, has faced some problems in this regard. So certainly I'm positive he will tackle this question. Another issue that perhaps will be a big challenge for him is the laicization process. We know that in Poland today, there is the highest percentage of the secularization of Catholics in all over Europe. So this is a very challenging moment, but I think this momentum will be for Cardinal Ryś also a benefit, because it will show him as a person who is preaching the gospel and is willing to bring people closer to Christ and the church. I highlight this moment, church, Christ and the church, because faith is always personal encounter with Christ.
And there also have been conflicting views among the Polish Catholic clergy regarding migrants. Cardinal Ryś has expressed his views about where he stands on the matter in a letter that he extended to the faithful. Can you give us an overview of Rysz's intentions and his stance, and also how this letter was received?
Personally, as being involved for 20 years in the field of working for the foreign Catholics in Warsaw, I view this nomination with great hope, and I welcome this with great hope, because it will be also pointing out to a very hot issue. How do we accept the strangers, the migrants in our society? And notwithstanding the war behind the eastern border of Poland, what can we do to not only welcome the migrants, but to give them what they hope for a better life? He will be a voice already in it. And I think he will, I know already from Bishop Zadarko, who is responsible for the migrants in the Polish episcopate, that he welcomes this nomination with great joy, because it's our common concern how to bring help to migrants who today in Poland, I know very many of them travel through Poland without ID. They were deprived their IDs. They are being deported from Poland. So I think this nomination will be also important for this part of the mission of the Church and the challenge of the Polish society.
Of course. We'll have to end our conversation there. Lots of very interesting threads. Father Wiesław Dawidowski, National Director for Migrant Pastoral Care at the Polish Bishops' Conference. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. And that's a wrap for World Talks. Thank you so much for being with us, and make sure you stay on for many more interesting conversations on TVP World. Goodbye.